The regular meeting of the Montgomery Selectboard today is October 27th at 6:32 p.m. First order of business is to make any additions or deletions to the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the review and approval of the minutes of the October 6th meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the October 6th meeting as written?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of October 3rd's meeting.
October 6th.
6th, sorry.
Sixth?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the 6th. but
October
yeah.
6th.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark, how's it going? I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to approve the minutes as written by Leanne, seconded by Daniel. Is there any further discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the October 6th meeting minutes as written, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries, and we have approved the minutes of October 6th. Next up is Public Works. We're gonna table items A and C to the executive session at the end of the meeting. Item B, there is no update, which brings us to general updates. And Scott's got some interesting news about one of the new trucks. So Scott, floor is yours.
The new tandem, the cab and chassis here has been here for 4 months. They're thinking possibly well over 2 years before they finish the dump and plow and we put on it. So I'm looking for ideas. Got a few ideas we're throwing around about maybe other avenues that we can take to get it done quicker. It's gonna be sitting there in a lot for 2 years. Which means we won't be able to use it or, so with you guys' permission, I'd like to look into a few other avenues of getting some different equipment or possibly getting half of it done one place, half done another.
Yeah. Do you have some preliminary ideas of what that might look like, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk with Viking, probably tomorrow, I'll give them a call, but see what they have for timelines and what they have for equipment that's here, ordered or not here, when it's coming. And Jamie Valancourt's willing to entertain possibly like maybe to dump off our old truck, to refurbish it, and maybe you could hook up some plow equipment a lot sooner. So, we'll talk with them and get them two talking and see where we can go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess just try to get some estimates or something,
Yeah.
get a ballpark of what,
Ballpark
you know.
of what-
I mean, we pretty much know what a new setup's gonna be, so.
Yeah, and maybe our old setup off our old truck, refurbish it and have that installed possibly, so.
Okay.
I'll get a couple of different ways, but I just want to talk to you guys first.
It's just ridiculous how long it takes them to get a dump
For heaven's
of the
sake.
trucks and everything now, and get a new truck set
Where's
up.
this at?
See, our new Western Star is the chassis here, the truck.
Sure.
Yeah,
Where would it be put on? Like, where's Viking or?
Viking,
They're in Williston.
they're in Wilson,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And we're talking anywhere from 18 to 30 months.
Is it, and where's the next, if you like, next?
The next level would be either getting the equipment from them and having someone else install it,
Mhm.
or purchasing, or using the used equipment that we had off the truck that we,
Yeah.
Valancourts have. That we
Gotcha,
can
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
refurbish and put on possibly.
Yep.
Some avenues and see if we can get some estimates and timelines.
Okay.
Yeah,
So at this point, there's no authorization for any kind of spending or anything you're
No.
looking for? It's just the green light to go chase down other options?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we need like an affirmative formal vote on that, but does anybody have any
Speaking on that-
reservations or concerns?
speaking on that truck, we signed the the check to buy it, but
Yep.
has the loan been processed? Because I haven't seen any loan paperwork for that truck. I know the other truck, we signed the check, but then the loan paperwork was, we need to find that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I will ask Aaron.
Yeah. I just haven't seen the loan
Yep.
paperwork.
Cool. Will anybody have any concerns with Scott chasing down other options to expedite this?
So when we purchased this, or while we're in the process of it, were we under the impression that we had every single part and piece that we needed?
No,
No, we
No.
ordered all the stuff, but now they are way behind with help and being able to get materials, so it's been pushed back even further. So
Yeah.
it's just.
every other town's in the same boat.
Yeah, they can't get the materials and,
Yeah.
the parts and, help, we're just so short of help that,
And that's one of the reasons why we authorized the purchase of it this past town meeting, because we
To get-
knew it would be probably a
We're hoping a year,
year-ish.
yeah.
And now it's looking like 2, so,
Yeah.
2, possibly more.
yeah. Tosca, I see your hand up.
Sorry, I have a question. Are you gonna have to pay for it if they don't come through? Like, is there a mechanism to
No.
like say,
No,
okay, we're gonna get our plow and somewhere else?
yeah,
Okay.
well,
Are we sure?
there's only a couple places to get it, that would be the place to get it.
Right,
The
right.
plow and the wing and stuff like that, and the hydraulics is something they
We-
can get, it's the
we-
dump ones.
We haven't paid for any of that yet. All we paid for is the chassis.
Okay,
Yeah.
So,
that's all I'm
Um,
asking.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
we haven't paid for the plow or the dump and all that stuff yet.
Fabulous,
I mean,
that's my question.
yeah.
That's why we're looking at other avenues. to
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
get-
yeah, as long as it's not all in.
Get the rest of the truck together.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, well, it sounds like you're good to go, so see what you can poke around and
Good luck.
let us know. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Then,
Anything else going on with roads, or
What's that?
anything else going on that,
No, we're done excavating, trucks are, we got one truck left, the rest are all set up for ready to go for winter, if
Great.
anything changed. One was at Valancourt, getting inspected, and a couple other things done, and we packed it in.
Great.
So I'll get that set up this week, and we're going around the grader one more time, and
mhm.
we should be good.
awesome. You guys back on a 5-day schedule? Yeah,
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
all right. Awesome, well, thanks for coming.
Yep.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Scott.
Thank you.
So if it's okay, we'll wait for Liz to move on to the renovation discussion. So if you want, Tosca, the lease agreement.
Yeah.
So folks should have a copy of this in front of you. This is the updated lease agreement with Hartsville Kitchen. The current agreement expires next month, so this is the renewal of it. The things that have been changed here are the agreed upon date of the lease, the term of the lease as far as the time goes. The only substantive change to the lease is under use of lease premises, paragraph 3. The hours of operation have been amended to allow for Tuesday and or Friday, as well as Saturday mornings between 9 to noon if required. This is because, well,
We pick up, we get a donation from Hannaford's on Fridays, and we don't like to hold it till Tuesday because it's a lot of fresh stuff,
Yeah.
like deli meats and stuff. So I've been doing pop-ups when we have enough. And it's really just either Friday from like 3 to 5, or I kind of think I'm sticking with the Saturday time slot though, so we do it Saturday 9 to noon. And that is really just, I wanted in there because our insurance needs to know that, you know, it's sort of based on the lease and when people are there.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
if somebody were to injure themselves on a Saturday, and, you know, so, and it doesn't conflict with Zumba, Renee's fine with it, we try to keep it quiet and goes quick, so that's the only thing. Other than that, it's growing faster, we've tripled our, clients in the last 2 months, so it's,
And you have metrics on like how much you see like daily or weekly?
oh yeah.
Yeah?
We report to the Vermont Food Bank quarterly on our numbers and how many, but our average right now is, 42 individuals a week feeding 120.
That's awesome.
wow,
And that's weekly.
That's awesome.
And, we continue to get fabulous support and cash donations and stuff, so far, knock on wood.
Awesome.
We
Awesome.
just
Appreciate that you guys do
bought a
that.
brand new commercial refrigerator, which is coming tomorrow.
awesome.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, it's all good. So I have a pen if you want me to sign that.
Yeah, anybody have any questions or anything on the lease?
No, it looks about the same. Yeah.
All right, then if not, we would entertain a motion to execute the lease agreement with Hartsville Kitchen.
I'll, motion to execute the agreement with Hartsville Kitchen.
All right, thanks, Daniel.
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion on the motion?
Do you guys have a surplus? Sorry. This is once it's passed, I have a question for Tosca.
All right, all those in favor of executing the lease renewal with Hartford Kitchens, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion carries, and we've renewed the lease agreement.
Fabulous.
Do you guys have a surplus of food at Hartford Kitchen, like for the food pantry?
There's always food on the shelves if we have an emergency. Tomorrow's a produce pickup day, so we'll have gobs and gobs and gobs of produce, probably over 1,000 pounds by the time the day's done. But we don't hold, I mean, there's always some there, but.
And then do you actively say promote it or market it to folks? Like
No.
how it does? Okay.
Part of the reason we're growing too fast, and if we're kind of being real Montgomery centric right now, and people from other towns, we've asked them to come once a month. Our Montgomery residents take priority, and I do post to a certain amount of people, but I find that we want to keep it tight and we want to keep it manageable. And right now we are spending between $400 and $600 a week. So that's what it's taking, which is twice what we started with. So we're kind of going with the, let's just keep this, we deliver to 4 or 5 individuals every week.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
keeping it on the DL
Okay, great.
at the moment. With the- And it looks like the SNAP benefits the gap will be filled.
By state
Well,
money.
that's for November. We'll see what happens. It won't continue forever.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for doing that, Tosca.
Appreciate
I
that,
will make copies of that, scan them, and get you back one so that you can provide it to the insurance company. Like I said, Liz should be here any second. Oh, she is here. Okay, I should let her know I think I have what she's looking for.
Pantry has like been stocked up for folks and supermarket woes and I think there has. Yeah. Presume as much.
All right. Welcome, Liz. So now we're going to move into our conversation with David Pratt from Millbrook Construction and Liz, the town clerk, about the PSP renovation project. Are you here for that too, Remy?
I guess so.
Okay. I mean, everybody's welcome to join. I just didn't know if there was something else that you...
No, that's
Okay.
what I'm concerned about.
Great. All right, so we'll turn the floor over to you guys. You're welcome to come join us at the table if you want. It's not a big room, and it might be easier to hear folks at the table when we have room. So if you want to come up, I'll move this mic up here. And you can bring the chairs up. And don't feel intimidated by the mics. It's just so that folks online can hear us for the recording and everything.
What was that, Roberta?
No, I just said the kid is always there.
Oh. Present.
Sorry.
He's our mascot.
Yeah.
All right, take it away.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess I'll start with what the only real challenge is to the, only real major challenge is to the project, which has been the vault.
Yeah.
Not only availability, but cost, what it takes to get the vault in, which is cost, and also just tremendous amount of infrastructure work in the floor that affects heat, things like that, and it's,
Oh, okay.
and I think we have the solution.
Uh-huh.
And to me, it's very apparent that we have the solution, but it doesn't seem that it matters to, that it's that apparent to me. In other words, there's always some little there's a little question about it that it started out with, could the fire rating is the biggest thing, 'cause
Well, yeah.
hell, it's the only thing.
Yeah.
You know, and this seems to cover it. It has, trying not to get into too much of the nuts and bolts because you haven't even seen it, but it needs certain things, fire dampers, gaskets, stuff like, you know, that sort of general thing. It covers all of that. It has its own walls. And what we're trying to find out, I guess, right now is if there's any particular weight that would cause us to have to do anything to the floor.
Because we have the,
And that's what the engineer's concern is.
because we have the radiant heat in the floor, right?
Yes,
That's
we're
the issue.
really would like to leave that radiant heat right where it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now
Unless there's something that I'm missing. That was the only reason we were messing with the radiant heat was for the vault. I think it can be avoided. A couple of reasons. One, even if it was, this is a 7'6" high wall.
So the vault is going
so
like
that's
in,
that's its own ceiling, so that 7'6" could actually turn into 8 and go 6 inches above the floor.
so the vault is going like in that middle room? And,
The vault is 28 by 17 by 7'6".
Yeah,
Okay.
I did make a
Yeah.
copy of the, is this the most?
yeah.
I figured it's kind of small, so remember we have a copy. There's one here too if you want to reference it.
So it's going, okay, so it's going like the other side of this wall,
Like where the Lister office is.
where Lister office is?
Yep.
Okay.
Ideally.
And, well, along with that, we have contacted the fire marshal, and he goes along with this vault. We're waiting for Michael Dugan to hopefully get us the labor and industry permits. Then we're ready to proceed.
So what was the, was there a specific, you said that you think you had a solution to the weight issue? Is it,
No, I just to the vault issue in general, and what I'm seeing here, I just don't believe is gonna be a weight problem.
Okay.
To tell you
Yeah.
the truth, it's not the whole thing is a solution because of the weight.
okay,
If it is, if there is a problem, I'm missing what it is. In other words, I guess what I'm saying is it looks like this vault is
Would work.
worked and ready to go. It's $126,000, which sounds like a lot, but by the time you put in 10-inch blocks all around the building, a footing down to hold the blocks, remove all of the heat and reroute it,
Yeah.
and then a $20,000 door, it's probably a bargain.
so you said, I'm sorry, the vault, all in up to the vault's 126,000?
Yes.
Okay. And just as a reminder, we did get voter approval, how many years ago at this point?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, for, yeah, I thought I had that right
It was
here.
around 250,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
The MERP award, the town ARPA. I looked this up earlier and I thought I put it right here, but yeah, I think it was 250,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's somewhere, yeah.
Yep.
Well, but that's not just for the vault, that's for the surrounding things that go with it, correct?
Well, I think the
I
language
think
for
it
the
was
vault.
just for the
vault.
vault.
Yeah.
That was just.
Well, there'd be the,
But we're gonna go for a number, it's gotta be big enough, you don't wanna go back.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
So coming in on our budget is fantastic. We love coming in under budget. But just to say, like, so we do have, we do have the budgeted approval for this, and so 126,000 for the vault. You know.
One thing about things taking long is grants come into play as you're waiting for things to happen. So didn't I hear that had happened to you too?
Yep, that's the MERP.
Yep.
Yeah, so right now we've got about $4,000 to cover the work with Millbrook. We've got $250 approved by the voters for the vault. We have the MERP award for about $298,000. We do still have about $287,000 in the town's ARPA reserve fund, which hasn't been formally allocated to this project yet, but we do have that money. So that's kind of the funding in hand that we currently have to work with.
Plus the infrastructure.
You just need me to help.
Yeah, plus yeah.
Does this fire block get assembled on site, or is it a pre-constructed thing you have to drop in with a crane?
Oh, it's assembled on site, I
Okay,
believe.
great.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
So how much of the vault versus the remainder of the project could be phased versus like, nope, once you start knocking down the walls, we're doing the whole thing at once?
Actually, the area that was the bathroom and what else was it, Liz? And the vestibule could always have been phased.
Okay.
And there's probably some rooms that were being moved around that now may not be. Now now you can do a lot of them because you want to, not because you have to.
Okay. I only ask that
A
because if
lot
there's...
of them you could do because you want to, not because you have to.
Okay.
That was sort of always the case. I mean, once you got the vault in, it only had to be modified to a point. There wasn't really that much. There was a ramp going down. There's a few doors over here, but that wasn't because they had to. I think just because while you were doing it.
Okay.
So it could be.
Yeah, and I guess my question was because...
phased pretty.
Yeah, I guess it was more a case of if there's anything else on the back end of the work that we have a question on or isn't quite all of our ducks in a row, like could we pull the trigger on getting the vault moving forward?
When the vault's ready to go, everything else we can pull the trigger on
Okay.
Oh, okay.
easily.
All right.
Are these the final drawings?
That brings me in here just for a second.
Yeah.
I think, I think it's time to say goodbye to Michael Dugan. I mean, do you have a draftsman that you can actually put to work on this a bit, or how do you think that should be handled? I saw that there was some notes on subcontractors not finding enough detail, for instance. How do you expect, how do we cross that line?
We need to move on from Michael Dugan.
Yeah, I agree.
It was, thank you, because I don't know that I could have done it on my own. I don't know that I had the, I mean, I guess if I had to start defending myself for what the hell is going on here, I would have had to at least include Michael
Just some of the
Dugan.
costs he's coming up with are just,
No, we've gotta go on to real stuff. He gets real numbers,
yeah.
and I
And
think
it
that.
seems unclear at this point,
Yes.
I'm unclear about, just from the emails we've had back and forth recently between the information you sent with the questions you compiled for the board to kind of look through and figure out some, do a little bit of question and answer. It seems unclear as to, Michael has asked for some information, but there's also some information that you guys had asked of him. So it just seems like there's a bit of like this back and forth where I'm not sure what Michael even needs at this point to move forward, or where he's really at with this, because it seems like there's some items that you guys have actually been waiting with regard to him finishing certain drawings, or he hasn't done certain permits yet because you don't have information. So it seems like there's kind of that disconnect that
There
feels like we're
is
kind
a
of
little
stagnant.
disconnect, and I think I really need to say right away that I think it is time to move on from Michael I don't know, I guess the construction industry right now is in complete shambles. And you just can't do things the way you were, and sometimes we're adjusted to it pretty good, and then sometimes it's really hard to go. So Michael Dugan isn't all at fault.
Okay, yeah.
I think it is getting a little hard for him to move, I think, but I think we need to do better too.
Okay.
It's just so challenging that it's hard to do better even when you know you should.
Yeah.
We
But I
should have been.
think that needs, I think with this, that there's no excuse for that not to end.
That's a little bit of
And
a
if
fault
it-
of ours too, because we could have been clear at the onset where his finish line was, and we never did that.
I think we can all get in gear now.
Okay.
And while I
Okay.
don't wanna throw Michael under the bus, I think the gear that we get in now is gonna be a little too hard for him. It's gonna be challenging enough for us, I won't lie to you, whether
Okay.
it's hard when it's hard, but we can. Michael needed more help from us, we probably needed more help from Michael.
Yeah.
This made a big difference.
Okay,
You
so,
did.
sounds like we need to find somebody with the skill set that is required. Is that something that you
We would,
wanna look for?
That's something I think that you can shop around.
we would love to, but that being said, I don't wanna find
Step on
somebody
toes.
40 miles away and then here, we have a perfectly good architect right here that's just chomping at the bit, so. I mean, I've learned a long time ago, you need to keep it, you need to keep it as close as you can to
You
home.
do have
40
two
miles.
architects in town.
I don't know anybody I mean,
I can find somebody, I was just wanted to make sure I gave you the opportunity to,
I think it's important you find someone that you can work with that's available to you. That's the most important
Yeah.
thing. 40 or 50 or 60 miles, no one cares.
To keep the ball
Right,
rolling, yeah.
no, I have someone in mind.
Excellent,
Okay.
that's a good answer.
yep,
So I mean, it brings me to my next thing is I promised I would kick the can down the road here. Someone needs to come up with a letter of intent and order that. That's what we need to do, is we need to order that, we need a letter of intent for a contract, and the safe needs to be ordered.
oh, order
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
Order the
Yeah,
safe.
Yeah.
misunderstood what we were ordering.
No.
I do need to do just a touch more due diligence on it to make sure that there's nothing we're missing. And the structural engineer is the only one, I think, with any concern, and that's about the weight. So I think I just need to do the due diligence on that, but even if it was a problem, we had to go into the floor, I think it's what's the difference whether
Yeah.
you go into the floor for something that's gonna take a lot longer, or do it with this?
Yeah, yeah.
And going into the floor, the main part of that is the heat.
Yeah.
To avoid doing that with the heat, that would, I don't know what kind of,
How does the safe bear? Does it bear on the edges, or does it bear all the way across the floor?
I think it's just on the edges.
So you could steel plate it.
We could steel plate it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We could, I believe that we could also go with just a small concrete wall, let's say it's 8 inches, 12 inches wide and 8 inches thick,
A
with
grade beam.
rebar in it. and-
Grade beam.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so there's
other options.
There's different
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
The engineer needs to, even though we're talking the way through, the engineer needs to tell us those
Yeah, we
ways.
need that stamp.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
Good. There are multiple solutions.
multiple
That are
solutions.
easier than going into the floor.
I
Okay.
would, left to my own devices, I would probably put a 6-inch steel beam right around and sit it on that.
Oh.
Cause that's kind of spreading the weight.
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so it sounds like we got a few little loose ends to tie up before we order the Volt, but that's a big next step. Agreed.
Yeah.
Liz had sent a list of questions.
Yeah, so you would have
Do
a
we want to?
question about like how that list came to fruition, so
Is it the questions that
it's
we
the
asked?
questions that you had emailed, so, yeah. So
Well, we're
Charlie had
asking
wondered
to-
where,
Yeah.
like, what the impetus of all those questions, like, where that's coming from, like, what specifically does the board need to answer, you know, what do we need to
Well,
come up with
some of them
versus-
are questions, but I didn't make the list of questions.
Okay.
But like one requirement for scheduling a site visit for subcontractors, I mean, you know, Liz, when can we I mean, it's, some of these
Oh, that's fine.
are very, very, very simple
Yeah,
questions.
I guess
And
my main question was, are there things on the question list tonight that we wanted to discuss?
Well, that's what I'm
Okay, great,
actually.
sorry, yeah.
I think that we talked about the vault. I think the question should have been, are we gonna get moving on this? I think we just asked that. The rest of it is just the nuts and bolts questions that we can,
Okay.
you know, what's required for a mechanical inside vault. That would be one thing. We have to, because it's inside, I don't think there is, but there is occasionally, the mechanic would be like, sometimes it needs to be a certain coolness, sometimes it needs to be a certain,
Yeah.
I would believe inside that would be very minor, very minor. But I think we probably need an electrical engineer also, but in calling the architect, I would have, we got the structural engineer and that's fine, but in calling the architect, I think he could help us out with the mechanical and electrical questions.
I would
So in other words,
think.
we may not need to put an engineer on board, we just may need somebody that we can call and ask,
Yeah.
which it would be good if they were on somebody that was on the same page as he
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't answer the question very well, but truthfully, it's a very general, subjective question. It's,
yeah, that's fine. I guess I just wanted to make sure that we used our time together, just to make sure that, you know, anything that we can provide feedback on, I wanted to make sure that we covered that with you.
I don't believe we've ever had a problem with feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love shooting myself in the head, but it's kind of on us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think one question that came to mind when I was looking at this material is, we did have the numbers that we had talked about a few weeks ago. Those came from Michael, the one that basically had the total construction estimate of 1.1 million. You had emailed some numbers that said like general construction, 750,000, vault door, roughly 20,000, vault, 95,000.
So were those the numbers?
I saw it and said, and truthfully, just there must be,
Yeah, and that's, yeah.
must be some, I mean, I didn't know what to think. I was thinking it was in the range that you were. In fact, I think we had always talked about that. That number wasn't new to me, so
I think at that point, we had kind of reviewed those with the notion that they were very preliminary, but still good numbers to have in mind as we move forward with things. So I guess one of the questions that came up previously, which is still on mind, is how close are we to getting an actual construction estimate? And or at what point, I assume we would then go to bid for it, so we'd have the estimates, but then we would actually be.
I think excuse me, but I have to.
No, that's fine.
We have a few estimates right now, right?
We have a few estimates, but we have answers that are needed before the subs will bid.
That are on here?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's fine if,
Very simple.
and it's fine if we don't have the numbers tonight. I just think that one of the questions the board has is as we keep refining this budget and, where the money's gonna come from, different sources, we're just trying to kind of narrow that funnel into numbers that we can look at with a little bit more credibility as far as, okay.
Well, yes, there's some flooring questions, some painting questions, mechanical, and Claudia's absolutely right, but these are something
Just seems to me that's a big number for just remodeling a building, but, I don't know.
Money's
Just-
money's worthless now.
Yeah, but still, I think there's some places we could cut there, but yeah, well, I mean, once we
Well,
get final.
I think that when
I mean-
you can finalize some of the numbers, at
Yeah.
this point, conceptual estimating says they all ought to be high. And you sharpen them just like you sharpen a pencil. You
Yeah.
bring it down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can- And they pop out after a while.
Yeah, yeah.
What important question am I missing, Claudia? I can tell you think that I am, but
No, most of it.
they're all important, but I think that they're,
Yeah.
it's,
well, I don't
it's,
know for them.
I mean, most of the questions are just another day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. There's nothing, the vault was an extremely
Yeah.
earth-shaking question. The rest of these really aren't.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can, what color off-white do you want?
Yeah, oh, that's
You know,
fine, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And your flooring can,
Yeah, so that was the initial, that was the email that Claudia had sent over mentioning, saying to Michael that there were some preliminary estimates, but those may have been the rough numbers that you gave us when we were looking at,
well, the plumbing and
Going for the grant-
HVAC,
the grant funding.
95,000.
like, I think we had probably gone with, going for the worst case scenario numbers
Inflated
when we were
them,
going
yeah.
after the grant
Yep.
funding. So those may
Oh,
have been
okay.
those initial numbers, but I was always under the impression that we were still waiting on kind of like final cost estimates.
Mhm.
We are, and the vault is
Was definitely
is
a big
kind
one.
of solving that.
Great.
And then, so some of the architecture, maybe like and also, from what it sounds like, maybe some of the additional questions that these other contractors have would be answered once we get an architect to get more details and specifications.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's a
yes,
matter-
I mean, there's gotta be.
The number of lights, things like that. You know,
Yeah.
where the switching's gonna
The
be.
yes.
It's gonna be, how many new doors do we have? How many of them have to be fire rated and have fire rated jams? These are the counts that who's ever doing the estimate needs
Yeah.
to come up with things. You have to identify the numbers before you can really put a number on it.
Yeah, which is,
That's where I think I think that's a good place for the new architect to start.
Sure,
okay.
sure.
So it sounds like as far as next steps go, we're gonna be looking to onboard an architect, to join the team to help refine the drawings and move forward what we're talking about now.
Do we owe Dugan any money?
I think at this point, he's done the final drawings. I can check in with Michael to see if there is anything
Sure.
outstanding, but I think we are paid up to date on the work
Okay.
he's done thus
All right.
far.
If he has started working on the labor and industry permit,
I don't think he has. It
if
sounds like
if he
any
had it, it
permits-
might be good to let him finish that process.
Okay,
Okay, just let
Touch
me
base.
find out that.
yeah.
Can I just ask a question, what is a labor and industry permit?
Lets us legally build a building.
Yeah, it tells you where it goes a lot with codes.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
this is basically, because it's a public building.
It's
okay,
a code,
I
it's a
didn't-
code thing.
Okay, that makes total sense. I just, when I was thinking labor and industry permit, I was like, you have
But
to go
everything's
through
up
like
to code.
labor relations.
The electrical and mechanical is
Yeah.
like almost a separate thing.
Perfect, yep.
The actual labor and industry permit compared to the electrical permit, mechanical permit, if there were sprinkler permit it's nothing. It just
Yeah.
gives us permission to build.
Great.
Oh, okay.
And that can be dicey. I mean, and this was before COVID and before everything else come after. It was nothing for us to be doing a project and get the labor and industry permit in our hand after the project was done.
Oh, but now it's.
But somehow or other, we were able to keep going.
Mhm.
I was never part of how they could keep going.
Okay. Yeah,
You wanted it in hand before you.
yeah, yeah.
I was just glad we could get going,
Yeah.
Great. Daniel, to your question, I think your question was, are these the final drawings? It sounds like They're not the final drawings because the new architect will need to come on board.
I think,
They're relatively close potentially, but they're not final, is that?
I think we need to find out what we now don't need to do because of the vault.
Okay.
How, just, the vault, I think, is gonna be a lot less intrusive.
Okay.
It's not gonna,
Okay, yeah.
it's gonna make you, move a couple of walls, which will make you move a few doors, but I don't think it's gonna be anything
Okay, yeah.
that,
Okay.
that really,
I think it's gonna make it a lot easier, just plain
Yeah.
easier.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is great, actually, it's one of the best things that's happened since this was
Yeah, I
started.
mean,
Okay.
at one point, we were bringing in pallets of blocks.
Mhm.
Maybe we were bringing in, and
Oh,
again, I'm assuming that we're right about the concrete thing, and you'll just have to,
yeah.
you just have to go along, if I'm correct,
Mhm.
then that takes a lot of that away.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And that,
Yeah.
I mean, this was an interior nightmare, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The demolition, the dust, the whole works. Now,
Oh, yeah.
it's bringing panels in,
Mhm.
Yeah,
putting them
that's a
together.
big difference.
And even if there did turn out to be a little more concrete, we thought it isn't going to be like it was.
Mhm.
We're talking about taking a whole floor out at one point.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Great.
We're talking about footings.
Oh, geez, yeah. That's a whole different.
Awesome. Well, this sounds like the vault solution, or the vault, I don't want to call it solution, but where we are now with the vault sounds like a
Yes.
great place to be.
Well, in hindsight, and this is not an excuse. I don't know that it was hard to really get moving when I didn't really believe any and all of that needed to
Oh.
be done.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was a hard one for me to swallow, and I
Mhm.
think I think I let it hold me back, and
Okay, yeah.
I shouldn't have.
Okay.
Mhm.
And again, what I'm saying is repeating a lot of this is on me.
Yeah,
I want to make sure I say that,
Yeah.
because I don't want Michael Dugan to be taking all of the things.
okay.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, understood.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, Michael, you're gonna find out how much, if we owe him any money, and then if we don't, we're gonna have to compose a letter that thanks him for his services.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah.
and we're gonna take it on from here.
Yep.
Mhm.
Gentle and kind and thankful, really thankful,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
kind of thing.
Could
First of all, we'll find out
could
whether
we
it's still
could we
a
could
permit.
we keep a conduit? Could we do it so we could keep a conduit to Mike him in case the architect?
Sure. We could certainly ask
Wants
him
to-
if
Yeah.
he'd
Like,
be able to
ask him
stay
if
on
Michael
a,
has, like, a
Yeah.
stay on with a small contract for questions. I mean, that's not uncommon for,
Yeah.
when things happen, for one firm to stay on for questions.
I think it should be, and I think he deserves the
Yeah.
opportunity to follow it through. That
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
also.
Oh, he was a lot of help in the beginning, he really was.
Yeah.
Yep, great.
Yeah.
We can certainly do that.
Well, I think the same thing happened with him. I think the vault was just there, and it had nothing about it, even though as necessary as it was, nothing about it ever made sense. You understood it. You said, yeah, we've got to take out all the floor, and we got to reroute all of the heat.
Yeah,
Gee,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
is it?
yeah.
No, we don't.
No matter how many times in my mind I'm thinking, geez,
Yeah.
why was always there?
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way. There's
Yeah.
got to be something.
Yeah.
Great.
And I'm not sure this better way was always here
Oh,
in all of our defense.
yeah.
First time you hear me
Yeah.
defend myself on this, but this is something. How new is it, Claudia?
I'm sorry,
How new is the fire lock system?
I think it's been around a while, it's just not
Thank you, Claudia.
here.
It's just not common.
Well, that's great. I mean, it's not about the road you take, it's where you end up.
Well, we just heard about it.
So-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Lie next time, Claudia.
Well, any other questions for us, or any other questions the board has while we've got the team here?
Sounds like we're finally gonna go in the right
I
direction.
think
Sounds like
one way or another,
you know.
we're gonna have to come up with a
Yeah.
letter of intent.
Yeah.
That's the forebearer of a contract.
Yeah.
To really roll us down the road, so he knows he's safe to order that.
Yeah.
Order that vault.
Yep.
Even though the rest of the details may not be dusted out,
Yeah.
you gotta get out in front on the vault.
Yep. Yeah, I think if we can get a purchase order for the vault and associated materials together, that's a
Yeah.
physical purchase order, we can certainly execute that.
And a letter of intent.
Just give me a
intent to
little
do the work.
while.
Yes.
Let me come up with, I don't know if it needs to be that long, but let me, if the architect is as willing as I think, he could kind of take over on helping
Oh,
me make
double
sure that
checking it.
this,
Okay.
that this vault
Would work.
is indeed what it certainly seems to be.
Okay.
And it is for other people, so I don't know
Yeah,
what would change that here. I
Okay.
really don't.
yeah, yeah.
So one other thing with the letter of intent is just figuring out whether the architect we're bringing on board is coming on as a subcontractor, or if we're gonna retain the architect, if the town is directly retaining the services of the architect. I just wanna make sure whatever, formal agreements we've got together covers everything we need to do, and
What do you think? Do you want the architect to work for you?
I don't see why he couldn't, because it would
Right,
be, it's construction management, so you'd,
Correct. That's correct.
so
Oh, okay.
you'd be just as, it would be no different than having the plumber working.
Right.
for
no,
you.
yeah, I mean, subs are common, yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure we have it all kinda straight in our heads for how we're gonna do
Yeah.
it. So then I guess it would just be a case of framing out, what is the scope of services, what are the costs we're looking at for hourly rates, all that
I
kind of
don't
stuff.
see
that
any
goes into it.
unfair advantage to me for doing it for you.
Yeah, no,
And,
as,
you know,
as far as I'm concerned, that, it works, that's fine
Yeah.
with us. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page, so,
As
yeah,
streamlined
yeah.
and simple as this process will
Yes.
be,
Yep.
so that there's
Yes.
not too many cooks in the
Yep.
kitchen, and it's also clear where the chain of command is coming from, and who is doing what, because I feel like that will just make it cleaner, easier when delegating certain things, so that we don't end up with, oh, I thought this person was doing this, or I thought they were doing that.
Yep.
I want it to just be
I-
a little
I-
more simplified.
So
'cause,
these grants that we got, are those all set? And is there a time limit for those grants, or?
I think I'd need to double check timelines, but I think with the MERP money, they would be looking at, I think with the program, they were saying distribution would be happening in 2026.
Yep.
Mm,
Great.
Okay.
That's, MERP wasn't funded through ARPA money, was it? Like, that doesn't
No,
have,
I don't
think
that
so.
doesn't have an
No, that was
expiration date on it, okay.
No.
Okay.
Some of the things they're doing now, like, whether they reprogrammed the money or not, like, there's still the expiration date on some of those, and so, I mean, it's 2027, I think, anyway, so if it's next year, we're fine anyway. I just wanted to make sure we knew.
I don't think they had
Okay,
an expiration
Great.
on those.
Okay, yeah.
What I will do with make sure that you have that you can can contact the architect at will on your own,
Yeah,
you don't have to call me to see if you can talk with the architect. I think that's really important.
oh, yeah,
yeah,
There's no,
Yeah.
we don't, I just,
yeah, no firewall.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, I think as you kind of narrow in on who you think you want to work with and get them on board, we can kind of get a revised, scope of work agreement together to keep everything moving forward so that we all, T's are crossed, I's are dotted.
Yeah,
So that sounds like the next steps, and then as soon as we have the stuff ready to get the purchase order for the vault, we'll move forward with that.
mhm.
Excellent.
Yeah. Any last questions from the board? No?
No,
So I really appreciate you all coming tonight to talk
Yeah.
about us. This is exciting. We can
Yeah.
finally sell those gun safes.
yes.
Do they show up in the budget?
The number of people who ask whether they can store their guns at the town office, you would be surprised. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised,
Maybe-
actually.
Maybe we should keep one of them. That may actually be a handy thing someday.
Well, we have had people ask if they can buy them when we're done with them, but what I really get a kick out of is when someone asks if they can store their firearms here. Where? They go, oh, the gun safes. Oh, yeah. Those are full, not of guns. So,
Yeah,
all right, well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate your time, all
Thank
your
you
work
very
on
much.
this.
Yeah.
It's great to see it move forward.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, you're so familiar, it's almost scaring me, and
I'm,
I can't.
Mark Brulette.
What's that?
Mark Brulette, yeah.
I don't know if it's and it's just probably
Yeah.
somebody that looks like you, but
Yeah.
you've caught me, staring right at you a few times, and that was,
Yeah.
who is that? I know him.
I've been
Well,
on
I
this
don't
board,
think
I've been
I
on this
do.
board for 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, yes, so, yeah.
Yeah, gosh. Not quite 1780, but close, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you again for coming. Great to see you.
Yes,
Remy.
thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
I'll be involved and around if no one minds.
No,
Yeah.
we love it.
No, no.
Through the process.
Appreciate all your help and your
I'm a
insight.
recently retired construction superintendent, and I worked for the Connor Brothers for the last 16 years, and,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
think Remy should be our clerk of the works.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want that
Let's
title.
put it on record.
Yeah.
So
We'll get him
you
a
just
t-shirt.
volunteered?
Yeah.
I didn't volunteer for that, but we're around, I mean, gotta go over the bills anyways. You put in a requisition, you still have to check it over,
Yeah.
I mean, we understand how it works.
Yeah,
I understand how it works.
yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.
Here.
Nice meeting you.
Great to
You
meet you.
too.
Thanks so much. Okay, so we jumped around a little bit in the interest of time, but we've essentially gone through the agenda with
Did you
the
go over the
exception.
street project or is not much
There's
going
no,
on?
no updates
That
on
was
that
tabled.
tonight.
Okay.
I'm meeting with Bethany tomorrow to try to figure some stuff out there, so hopefully have an update on that.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought maybe I'd have a chance to sit down with her today, which is why I wanted to have this on the agenda to talk about it, but I don't have any updates because we haven't met yet.
yeah.
So the other two items on here both involve,
We had visitors, but I don't think there's any visitors.
yeah, Berta's already gone, so.
Yeah.
So the next two items on the agenda deal with contracts that are kind of before the town.
Yeah,
So we do have the ability to handle these in executive session. This would be 1 VSA 313A1A contracts, just to make sure we cite the correct statute to go into executive session. So at this point, I would ask if there's a motion to enter into executive session to discuss agenda items 3A and
3C.
3C. Is there a motion to move into executive session?
I'll make it.
Thanks, Daniel. Is there a second?
Can I second it?
we're talking water operations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can second it. We can move into executive session.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, we will now enter into executive session at 7:25 PM. Out of executive session at 8:05. I don't believe there's any business to be conducted following executive session, no formal actions to be made by the board.
Well, I do ask that we have our treasurer join us at our next meeting to discuss some issues.
Yeah, I think there's some issues that came up that we want to
Yeah.
keep discussing.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think there's any there's no motions to be made. or
No,
actions
there's
to
no
be taken.
motion.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so hearing that, we are through the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Mark. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Leanne. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adjournment, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Hearing none, we stand in adjournment at 8:06 PM. Thank you, everyone.